Hello again, this is Kurgan here, and today we are talking about Age of Empires 2, and not just Age of Empires 2, the game that came out in 1999, that is 4:3 resolution. We are talking about Age of Empires 2 HD. Now, this has been something I've been waiting for a long time. About a year and a half to 2 years ago, me and a friend that I game with, Ufki, if you've seen some of the videos that I've done with him, we started playing Age of Empires 2 again because I found a widescreen fix for it, and it required some trickery, and you had to close down some Windows processes, and it worked. It made a widescreen. The game looked great for being a 12-year-old game at the time. But if you got a message on Steam or you got bored, you were waiting for something to get to the next age, and you alt tabbed out, well, that was a mistake, and now you basically needed to restart your computer. So it was a lot of fun. It was really cool playing the game in widescreen, but it had some really big fallbacks if you forgot about the way that you were actually making widescreen work. So we played it a good amount. We kind of put it away and just hope that it came to Steam. Well, here it is. It's on Steam now, and that's awesome. It makes me really happy. It's been brought up to a widescreen resolution. It basically, as far as I understand, matches your desktop resolution. Mine's 19:20, so that's what it runs at. Now, beyond all that mumbo jumbo about an old game being brought up to widescreen, let's talk about what Age of Empires is, or the series itself, if some of you haven't played it. The last title released in this series was in 2005, so that's 8 years ago. So there's going to be people out there who have maybe heard of it and haven't played it. So we'll go back and talk a little bit about Ensemble Studios, which is the company that created it, and the series itself. Now, Age of Empires 1 came out in 1997. This was Ensemble Studios' first game, and they released just one expansion pack for that, which was The Rise of Rome. That was a really great game. Age of Empires 1 I had a lot of fun with. I was pretty young at the time, but what I did play, I had a lot of fun playing it. And then Age of Empires 2 came out in 1999. Now this is the one that I like the most out of all the series. I played 1, 2, and 3, and you'll hear it from a lot of people, 3 wasn't that great. I didn't mind it so much, but it's just because I missed 2 so much. And when I went back to 2, I had a lot more fun. So anyways, 2 came out in 1999, and the expansion pack, The Conquerors, came out in 2000. So, and then that was it for the Age of Empires series for 5 years, basically. They did Age of Mythology in between there, and then in 2005 it was Age of Empires 3, 2006 was the War Chiefs expansion, and 2007 was the Asian Dynasties. Then Ensemble Studios made Halo Wars, which was a real-time strategy. I assume it was given to them because the company had a great background in real-time strategy games. So instead of having, I believe it's Bungie that makes the Halo series make the real-time strategy, why not give it to the people who know what they're doing? And then after that, Microsoft canned Ensemble Studios. There has been an Age of Empires online MMO type game that came out, but that's basically it. Ensemble is gone, and I have been really disappointed because I just figured that there would be, I don't know, it's really the only RTS I've ever been interested in. I've tried Warcraft, and I've tried Starcraft, and I've tried some other RTSs out there, and they just have never really interested me. I think it more comes down to setting, which also is probably the big determining factor for me personally between 2 and 3. 3 kind of goes too far into the future. You're kind of in an old Western setting by the end, and that's okay, I guess, for some people, but I like the knights, I like the medieval times. So Age of Empires 2, I think, had it right, and it's awesome now that it's back. There isn't a ton of really big changes to the game graphically. I think it aged perfect. Oh, I mean, not perfect, but it aged great. It's that kind of isometric view like Diablo 1 or Diablo 2, and those games seem to age a lot better than games that pushed for hardcore 3D at the time. Those games just don't age as well. If you go back and look at the old Dooms and those types of things, they don't age nearly as well. So the only thing that they seem to have really done was revamp the water and kind of the ship models. The water looks pretty good. It kind of looks like it was painted. It's not like that realistic looking water, but it fits with the art style really well. It doesn't look like it mismatches, so they did a good job theming it to look like it fit the old game, but also to update it and look a little bit better than the old water, which was probably maybe the worst looking thing in the game. Now the question is who made the HD version of this game? And the answer is a company called Hidden Path Entertainment. Now, some of the people that work for them seem like this may be their first position in the industry, but they have a guy there that goes by Thrice5 on Reddit who worked for Ensemble, so that's nice. Somebody who worked on the older Age of Empire games is working on updating this for Steam, so it's nice to have somebody there who can look to the past and say, you know, this is what we were striving to get at with the game, and maybe there's something they didn't achieve that they wanted to get done. He knows that history. He's there to kind of guide them. And then they've got 2 people from Microsoft, so I'm not sure if there's anything beyond that, but you got some people who probably are newer, a guy with a lot of history, and then some people from the company that actually can Ensemble, which is a little bit awkward, but kind of cool that some of those guys are obviously fans of the game and decided to support it and try and get it out there again to us. Now, they have a few goals for bringing this game to the community, and the primary ones are the ones that they got out to the launch on Steam. Now, one of those was remove the old direct play layer and replace it with the current network communication framework. So basically, you don't have to use what I think it was, there's some sort of, I can't remember what game, Spot or something like that you used before, and it was an old system, you know, the game's 14 years old, and that was how you played multiplayer. You could connect through TCP and such as well, but now they've added a whole new lobby system for the game, so they got that done. And part of that was also implementing matchmaking and quick matches and that kind of stuff. And if you open up the menus, you'll see that the lobby it's there. It's got, you know, ability to sort by players and do some other basic stuff of playing with different people that you might not know. So they got that done. Now they've got some stretch goals. If this game keeps becoming more and more popular on Steam, which would be awesome, I hope that the community keeps growing. There's a lot of people who might have been really young when this game came out and didn't get a chance to play it and are really enjoying it now. So let's hope it keeps growing and we'll see these stretch goals, and that would allow them to make the matchmaking features a lot better. One of them is skill-based, and that's a really big thing with Age of Empires. Well, with any type of RTS game, is a skill-based system, because there's going to be people who are not very good. I'm going to admit, I'm not a very good player. I like to take the game slow, build a huge army, and go in. You know, if you're playing competitive, these people, they're going to be attacking within the first 10 minutes of the game. It's going to be brutal. It's going to be quick. You're going to have to be on your toes. And so me playing against somebody like that, I'm just going to get destroyed. And you won't know that when you join a game. So there's going to be games when you join and somebody's just going to walk all over you, and there's not much you can do. You know, you kind of are trying to play a different game than them. So, and then they also want to add community support for mods, which would be awesome. It would allow the game to have a lot more longevity, which says a lot because the game's 14 years old, which I've said numerous times already. But to allow modding of the game would be great. They could probably update textures and add a whole bunch of new possibilities to this game that people figure they might not ever play again. You know, it's a very old game in retrospect. So that's really cool. I would really love to see something like that. And then they talk more about stretch goals of multiplayer things, and not necessarily matchmaking, but stats, leaderboards, achievements. So to be able to look at your community and see, oh, this guy's, you know, the best at this, or blah blah blah, that's awesome. If they could implement stats and leaderboards, just so you could kind of see where you're at, compare, and say, oh, maybe I want to reach this level. You know, that'd be really cool to be able to see that kind of stuff. The last stretch goal is a current generation anti-cheat system. I haven't heard of anybody cheating with this game yet, but we're playing on PC. That's kind of the platform we deal with. It sucks, but it's what gives us the ability to play these old games like this. With console, yes, they've started remaking the old games, but you're not going to have modability, and it's just PC is more flexible, and that's what allows people to also hack as well. So if hacking becomes a problem, hopefully they come up with a new anti-cheat system that will take care of these people, because it really sucks playing against somebody who's hacking. So but that's basically it. You know, it's great to see that Age of Empires 2 has finally been brought to Steam. I've been hoping for this for, like I said, I'd say about 2 years when I started playing it again, back with the old HD tweaks that I had running, and it had problems, and now it works good. So it's really nice to see this is on Steam, and I hope a lot of you are looking forward to playing it or have already been playing it and are enjoying it. So let's see what you think in the comments below. I'd like to get up some gameplay with some friends. The thing is these games can take a long time, especially when you like to play like I do. So you might be seeing some uploads that are an hour or 2 hours long of some Age of Empires play, and the beginning is obviously going to be slow, but the end it starts getting, you know, pretty funny depending on what the enemy set up, if they set up wonders and whatnot. So Age of Empires is just, it's my favorite RTS series. 2 was my favorite RTS of them all, so I plan to do some gameplay of it with some friends, and hopefully you guys will watch that. So as always, thanks for watching, and I'll see you guys in the next video.